turn my volume up a bit? Yeah, right. What's up? Good.
Want the music loud?
A little bit.
When you're feeling alone,
That's
just
cool.
know you're on my mind every day and every night.
All right, let's do this. So yeah, today is Monday, August 26th. Today we have a special guest. We brought her in. Did he turn my
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, just welcome everybody, all the viewers. I was looking for somebody to go live with today, and I didn't know Tatum had set this up. But Tatum was yeah. So he's getting ready to go back to school. So Tatum he's done his summer employment here with this program. He is still in the community. I guess we'll get into it. We'll have introductions. We'll start over here to my right, and then we'll go from there. I mean my left. Sorry, my other right.
My name is Davis. I went to school in Vancouver for multimedia, well, especially studio design, audio engineering. There was many courses, all other stuff. So I decided to take a little kind of like a live streaming thing, but it's more broadcast. So that's what I did. I just took a bunch of little small classes, and then what I was thinking was to take these small classes and whatever I needed them as of like right now. I'd be prepared. But that's about it. I finally moved back here. Got this cool job.
Now I'm on the res.
Music audio is louder than
Maybe I'll turn it down.
La Valley Cup. Good afternoon, Fraser. What's up, bro? Set 4.
Set 4.
He kept commenting
I
on
know the
hers.
deadly ball players over there. My friends
Yeah.
from down south, and even her, like she played softball, and she's my age. She's like 38, and then she moved back home to FHQ, and she's like, man, I only played softball my whole life, and I came back home, and now everyone plays fastball, and like she played fastball for the first time in her life and went to Canadians, and she's like, yeah, everybody down south is a fastball player. So it was nice to see like all the little kids when you guys went live, like having them in all the championship games was nice too.
Yeah. Yeah, and they were actually set 4 in FHQ, their
Yeah.
neighbors, right? So they were in every championship round for softball.
And they won the ball trophy because
Mm.
my friend, she's from FHQ, like she's a director. She had her trophy on her Snapchat, and she gave me a FHQ sweater because I went there to do motivational speaking. So I was just wearing it. I was like,
Yeah. Yeah. So maybe just really quick, just introduce yourself.
myself. My name's Trysta Badger. I'm from Onion Lake Cree Nation. I'm 38 years old. I've been a hairstylist since I was 18, so for 20 years. I've been doing makeup for 12 years. And I just recently been changed my career, into taking care of my health and my fitness. I became a certified fitness instructor through CanFit Pro, me and my husband. So we kind of like shifted our career into more like an overall health and wellness business.
Mm.
So we kind of like travel all over Indian country, and we do programs for people where sometimes it's just haircuts, sometimes it's like personal development, like self-care, mental health, physical health, just how to take care of yourself from the inside out. So we've been doing that now for a couple of years. And he's like my husband, his name's Kenneth Badger. He's from Mistawasis First Nation. And him, like when we first met, he was working in the rigs and everything, and he wanted to change his life. He wanted to be positive, and we both became sober. And he's like, I want to be a barber. And I always thought, like, yeah, whatever, like, okay. And then he's like, if I can get into barbering school in Lakeland in Lloyd, he's like, I'm going to take it. Then all of a sudden, like in 1 week, there was a barbering program, and he applied, he got accepted, he phoned his reserve, they're like, okay, we can pay for it. And then it's just like his life just changed like in 1 week. And he took barbering, and then he took personal fitness with CanFit Pro, and now he's been doing this for a year or two. So he kind of joined me in this business, and it's nice because like we get to travel all over and inspire and motivate young Indigenous youth and adults, even people like middle age and older. We go to reserves and we try to help people who are on social assistance, give them confidence to get off social assistance. So yeah, that's where I am at right now. Like we just finished doing a training session this morning. I think we've probably finished about 11, but we did it all summer for the community, ages 13 and up. Sometimes there'd be like one person, sometimes it was 3, sometimes 5, sometimes 10. But, as long as we have one and we can help motivate one, then that's all that matters. So,
Yeah, no, I feel the same way too, because like with this program, we're trying to do different programs for the community, women and youth, and what do you call we've been trying different things, and I know other departments in the community have been running programs and that's kind of how it's been the past little while. Is our attendance and our numbers were low when it comes to programming, so we're trying to find ways that we can connect with the community to get them involved, to find out what interests them, and find out ways we could build bridges, like what are the issues, or the reasons for the number of attendance that we have and stuff. But excuse me. Yeah, so with Trysta, I was just telling her before we started here that I didn't know Tayden had set this up. So this was supposed to be a part of Tayden's show, but Tayden, like we mentioned before, is he's moving on, getting ready to go back to school. And Davis is actually gonna be helping me out here with the studio and the mobile setup. So when we're out there, out and about, live streaming, Davis will be here. But so going back to Trysta's story, like I think I've known Trysta for pretty much my whole life, through school, and I know like some of my early memories of her was doing really well in track and field, in sprinting, and I think a lot of the community got introduced to her in that way. Maybe if you can, just to share a little bit about your like timeline since then, and
getting
how
into sports.
yeah, even into the beauty stuff,
Yeah.
to where you are now.
I think summer games really helped shifted me into sports, because I was introduced to sports when I was in grade 3. And I remember I was playing ball, and I went to Sandy Lake, a Tatacoop, and it was my first experience, just a little girl going there with teammates and playing all these sports, seeing all these teams there, and getting like fed for free, just kidding. And then going to the Much Music dance. I was like, wow, what a good experience. Like, wow, this was so fun. It's like the highlight of the summer. So I think that's kind of where I got introduced to sports. But ball wasn't my calling. That's when the first time I seen track and field, and I remember seeing people running around a track, and I was just like so fascinated. And I was just like, wow, like man, that's cool. Like I want to do that. And then after that, every summer I got ready for track and field, and I was just really I was really doing well in summer games all the time. I was like placing first. And one thing cool about your guys' podcast and like how you guys were at the Saskatchewan Summer Games in La Ronge is like families were able to watch their kids play sports. And I kind of think I said that on your guys' page. I was like, I remember when I went to summer games in my late mushroom, he used to listen to NBC and he would sit there and like at the window, because my dad would always tell me in my Gogum, like he would just sit there listening to the radio, and he would wait to see if he would hear my name. And now like families and friends can watch on you guys' channel, like when you guys go to all these sports events now. So it's real cool, and I'm so proud to like be from Onion Lake and to have this your guys' seventh generation podcast. Like you guys are able to travel, you guys are able to like share it with the community and everybody else too. So yeah, I was really happy when you guys had this, because I was watching when I was doing hair in my salon. I have a TV, and I had clients from Musquecheese and Sad Lake in my salon, and I was like, "Yeah, let's watch this game." And then they're just cheering for the little Onion Lake girls, and they're from Alberta. They're like, "Real cool! This is Onion Lake." I'm like, "Yeah, this is the Onion Lakers." They're just posted up over there in La Ronge.
Yeah, even just really quick on
Yeah.
that note, when we were over there, like at the end of each game for Onion Lake that we were doing, the next teams that were getting ready, like Saskatoon or whoever, they were like wanting us to live stream their games
Oh yeah.
for their kids and their communities, their parents. But we told them like this is an Onion Lake thing. We're here from Onion Lake. We didn't get asked from the summer games committee to come and do this. So we got asked by Onion Lake, so we weren't able to do that for them. And then they would be teasing us like, well, what's the cost? We'll call the chief. We'll get you guys paid. So they were trying to, so yeah.
But it must have been cool, like for the teams that Onion Lake played, like their families could see it and they could watch it. You guys should get like a big poster or big banner for you guys' tent when you guys travel. Onion Lakers only. Hey, just kidding. Just kidding. No, but that was cool. And like what I was saying, like in the summer games, I really love track, and it took me to far places, like places I never imagined. I went to Indigenous games, I went to like provincials and regionals, and yeah, one thing I regret though, when I was in grade 12, I didn't take sports serious, and I think that's kind of how I got into hairdressing, because I was like into basketball and I was going to college in Lakeland and Lloydminster. I was supposed to play basketball, but like being a super shy res kid, I didn't know how to speak for myself, and I was supposed to go try out for basketball. And as soon as I went in the gym and I seen those Munoz there, and I didn't have my Mr. Morel with me, I didn't have my mom to hold my hand, and I looked around, hey, and I just seen like only like there was nobody that looked like me in the gym, and I had my ball. And I always laugh at this because, like that one meme of Homer Simpson when he's standing in front of the grass, like he's looking around and all of a sudden he disappears.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. Like, I'm just like, okay, I don't belong here. I felt like I didn't have a voice. And, I left the gym and I ended up failing at school, getting RTD'd. I didn't know how to talk for myself in school, and I kind of feel like that's one of the problems for kids on the res is they don't know how to speak for themselves. They don't know how to engage conversation or even just put their hands up to talk to somebody. So when I do my programs, I always touch base on this because I feel like, I want to try build their confidence up. So when they do leave the reserve, they could speak for themselves when they go into like college or university or just anywhere in general, like even in a store, you don't know how to be like, excuse me, like, where can I find the salt? Like just little small things, right? So yeah, I felt like that was a big turning point in my career because I got kicked out of college and I came back to Onion Lake. All my friends are still in school because I was still 17. And that's when I was introduced to cosmetology for the first time ever. And it was from my best friend Trish Carter, and she asked me like, just try Cosmo. And then I said, all right, because I was going to upgrade my marks. And then I fell in love with doing hair, and then me and her moved to Edmonton. We were 18, and that's kind of where I started my career in the beauty industry. I was 18 years old.
Yeah, I remember. I don't know when exactly, but I remember there was one time where, like, LA was a thing, right, for
Yeah.
training and stuff.
Yeah, I
So
went to makeup school in the Ruby Makeup Academy in Los Angeles. Um, it was It just happened. I remember I went to a makeup show. I was supposed to go with my friend from Saskatoon. She's a makeup artist. She introduced me to this. She's like, let's go to LA. And she canceled on me last minute. And I already had my tickets. And I was like, this is like an opportunity of a lifetime. If I don't go, I'm going to like regret it. So I still went by myself. I went to like downtown LA, and I was probably like these skyscrapers like have hundreds of floors. And I went all the way up, and I remember seeing this one vendor booth at the makeup show, and they're like, if you put $100 down for makeup school, you can get the tuition for like cheaper, like $5,000 for like a 1 week, and you get fully certified. So I put my name down, and I'm like, hey, if I put my name down and pay this 100, I have to come back this summer, right? Like I have to. And that's what I did. That's how I started my makeup career. I went back to LA that year, and I did a 1 week program, and I got certified. It was probably like the best experience ever in my life, because like we fundraised, we did Indian taco bags, Bannock burgers, we picked bottles. Like I fundraised that money to get there. And the one thing I didn't think about when I got to LA was when my friends and my cousins dropped me off in front of the school, they like they were waving bye at me, and I'm like, bye. And then all of a sudden I was standing in front of the school, and I was just like, oh man, what am I doing? Like, frick, I'm just from the res. And like all of a sudden I'm at this in LA at a makeup school. I was just like, geez, these girls are probably real deadly. Like, I didn't think about this part, you know. And then I went into the school, and here it was like mostly Mexicans. Everyone was brown. I was like, yeah, you know, I just felt like, you know, when you see natives and you're just like, I wonder what res they're from, you know, that's how I felt. And they started speaking Spanish to me, and I'm like, had to tell them, like, no, I'm not Spanish. I'm native. I'm from Canada. And then, like, I literally had to be like, you know, like Pocahontas and like, oh, you know, and then they were just like, oh, and they're just like, all of a sudden I went from being like the shyest girl to like everyone's like, oh, she's from Canada, she's native, you know. Like it was, and I don't know, I'm just happy it happened that way, because I made a lot of friends, and some of them I talk to this day, so it's nice.
so around what age were you when
That was
happened?
2012, so that's 14 years ago. So I'm 38, so
Early 20s.
yeah, mid
Or mid
20s.
20s, yeah. Right on. So what about for like any messages for other young girls growing up now in the res? Would you have any advice for them or encouragement?
I remember I was asked this question before, right after I finished speaking in front of a big crowd, and I was just like, holy, this puts me on the spot. And I said, do your chores. Because chores create work ethic, you know. Listen to your parents, you know, they're not being mean for a reason. You know, listening to your parents when they tell you to do chores, clean your room, and just having a clean environment in general in your room and not being messy, it makes you happier, because you go to school, you come home, your room's clean, you know. That's the advice I give, because that's where it starts at home.
Yeah. Yeah, deadly. What about like because I think like trying to do something like that, like an endeavor like that, like even with Taden, and there's a lot of other people, but when you're that young, like you said, like it could be intimidating and scary. But if you feel it in your heart or your spirit, and it's a long shot or something, but like
I think as long as you're passionate and you have the support, that's all you need. Like support from family and friends, because that's what I had when I wanted to go to makeup school. I asked for funding and I was denied. And I was heartbroken because I had a business plan and I had it all written out. But and I was like, really telling them, I was like, I've been doing hair for Onion Lake for how many years, and I don't feel right charging makeup to people when I'm not even certified. I said, and it doesn't make sense for me to go to school for 9 months for makeup and take away from my business. And I'm a single mom when I could just go to California for 1 week. And they said, no, we don't fund 1 week programs. We don't, you need to go to school for 9 months and in Canada. And I just felt like in my heart, like, I don't have that kind of time. I'm a single mom. I already have a business. I already have a clientele, and this is like right in the prime season of weddings and stuff. So, I walked out of that business meeting upset and hurt, but my friends at the time, they're just like, let's fundraise. And I'm just like, really? Like the snow was melting. Honestly, we picked bottles all the way to Butte, all the way to Toby Lake Road, all over the res, like till there was probably no more bottles at the flats. I don't know, springs. We went everywhere. And we did Bannock dog sales, Indian taco sales, everything. And I made that $5,000. And I remember my brother graduated that year, grade 12. And I tell this story when I go speaking, hey, motivational speaking, because it really inspires me still to this day, even at my age. I remember listening to, I don't want to name drop, but Mr. Clark. He was the principal, I think. But anyways, he was on the stage and he made a real good speech. Hey, he was like, anything you guys want to do, anywhere you want to go, whatever goals you have, whatever you want to be, like, we're going to support you. And then I was just thinking, like, what about me? I'm just sitting there and I was just like, I felt like that passion inside me was just like, oh, go talk to him, tell him like you wanted, like tell him. And sure enough, as soon as he came off the stage, I went and spoke to him on the side and I told him, wanted to, you see all those kids, like the girls on the stage, I did like their hair, all of them, most of them, their makeup. And I said, I've been doing this every year since I was 18, every year Onion Lake grad, every year Onion Lake weddings. And like, if you guys fund me for makeup, it's coming back to the reserve. I'm not just going to take it and run, like this is my life. And so I told him my little story and then he's like, come see me on Monday. And I said, all right. And I sat down. I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. Like, oh, because Mr. Clark's scary. If you know, you know. He is, man. He doesn't mess around. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. But Monday came and I went into his office and I had my business plan. And then he's like, all right. He's like, well, I'll help you. He's like, well, pay for it, but we don't have money to get you to California. You're going to have to like pay yourself. And then I was just so happy. I was like, yeah, because, I've already made like almost $4,000, $5,000. And my class was like in 2 weeks. He's like, well, pay for it, but you got to get yourself there and back. Like, you got to pay for everything your own. And I was like, man, you don't even realize like I've been working on it all this time. And I was so happy. And I left the school at Kihiwatson and I text my cousins like Waverly, Pam, and Janelle Stick. I was like, oh, he said yes. And then they're like, congrats. And then I said, no. I said, you guys help me. You guys are going to come with me. And at that time, Janelle, she used to have this deadly boat, man. And to this day, I can't believe it because I don't even think we checked the oil or the tire pressure. Like it was those boats that, like they when you hit a bump they float. And there was like, I'm pretty sure there was velvet inside. We like put a cooler, sandwiches, like powwow style, and we freaking drove all the way to California and we just took turns and we made it happen. And that's what I mean, like when you have a goal and you're passionate about it and you have the support, you can make it happen. Like even picking bottles, that's what we did. We made it happen.
Yeah. Bottle drives, eh?
Yeah,
And I know like that's like for sports teams, especially the youth, even adult teams, like they're encouraged to fundraise.
Yeah.
And that's usually one of the things that kind of brings in some money for the team. So what about like for the high school students? A lot of times, like for me when I was growing up, university was like pushed on me a lot in academics. But for the kids now, and what I learned or realized along the way, now that I'm getting older and stuff, that's not the only way to kind of make it, or become something or self-sufficient.
Yep.
And I realized like there's college, there's trades, there's sports, even there's other ways to create income for yourself. And I think a message to our young people is to not feel pressured.
Yeah.
Like with the academics, like it's not the only way. And like you said, like testing the waters in different areas and realizing your strengths and weaknesses, and what might work or what might trigger like a passion
Yeah.
in different areas.
Yeah, I actually share a lot about that topic when I do my motivational speaking to the youth. I tell them like how I failed in my studies when I was in Lakeland College. I had a real tough time, and I didn't even pick what I was taking, and I was put into computer system technology. And I didn't even know what that was. All of a sudden I was at Lakeland, and I was like, what is this? Like, because they just want you to go to college, and I didn't know how to speak for myself, and I didn't even know how to ask for help, and I failed because it was so like something I wasn't even into.
Mhm.
And when I went back to Eagle View and I just started cosmetology, that's when I realized I was a hands-on learner. I wasn't a book learner, and there's two different people. And I always feel like us Indigenous people, like it's in our roots, it's in our heritage that we learn by watching and seeing and doing, because that's how we were taught, right? Our ancestors, we didn't have books and papers. Not all of us are able to read a book and remember that whole page, because that's how I feel I was. When I would read a book, I wouldn't even remember what I just read. I have to like watch and see and do. So when I was able to go on a Cosmo and Wendy Lindsay, which teach me something, I was able to perform. And that's why I feel like I was good at sports too, because I was able to watch and do it. And I always tell like the younger generation when I'm speaking to them, like, don't be afraid to try something new, because when I was in high school, I never imagined that I would be a hairstylist or in the beauty industry for as long as I have been, because I wasn't even into that. I was into sports, and I always thought I was going to be a gym teacher or a cop. And my whole life changed, and the passion came and the passion grew. And that's what you need to be successful. You need to be passionate about what you're studying, or else I'm not going to say you're going to fail, but you're going to struggle. And that's what I told my own son. Like, my son, he's going to school right now. He just had his first day. He's doing mechanics, and that's what he likes. And I told him, I'll support you. If you want to do a trade, do a trade. It's hard. Being an entrepreneur, it's not only your work, it's your work ethic, it's how you promote yourself, it's creating a business, it's how you speak. And I didn't even know how to speak, and now look at me, I will keep on talking, I don't even know how to be quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that was actually, I wanted to ask, like, I know a lot of times on social media, TikTok or whatever, but there's a lot of like motivational videos and things like that, positive stuff. But there's a lot of encouragement. And when you look around in the world, a lot of the most successful people in the world are not, like, I don't want to say, people who are working 9 to 5 jobs.
Mhm.
They're people who are like, that took a risk and found a passion and dove into something, kind of followed their heart and became entrepreneurs. And the opportunities, I think, in that whole area, yeah, maybe if you have any thoughts around that.
Yeah. I always feel like when I used to work at the salon and I would work like hours like that, right? And then until I became my own boss and I started promoting and networking. And I know a lot of people say like, oh, I like 9 to 5s because it's easier. And their paychecks are every 2 weeks. Like my husband, for instance, he was so used to 2 weeks, paycheck. And me, I've been doing this for how many years? It was kind of hard for him to adjust. But I think I motivated him where Now he realizes being an entrepreneur, it's a 24/7 job. It's not a 9 to 5. If I'm not talking to people out in the public, I'm on my TikTok, I'm on my Snapchat, I'm on my, Instagram. I'm promoting myself all the time. I'm always trying to lead by example, like my health and wellness lifestyle. Like I have to be it if I want to promote it and if I want my business to be successful. And it seems like some people think it seems easy, but it's a lot of work. But if you're willing to put in the work, um, it's like a natural feeling. Like I wake up and it's my life. It's who I am. So when you become an entrepreneur, it's like it's your whole lifestyle. It's not you don't go into office, clock in, and then leave at 5, and then you're who you are after the office. This is like who you actually are. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it does.
Yeah.
I think for me, like what it kind of the image I get when you're saying all that stuff is like trying to differentiate between work and your personal life. And we hear that I don't know exactly how it goes, but if you love your work a lot, it's like not a job. or
Yeah,
something.
if you love what you do, it feels like you don't work a day in your life.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel. Like I wake up, like I really like how my career is shifting into fitness, because when I was young, I wanted to be like a gym teacher. Now I kind of feel like, I'm there now because I get to teach fitness and I like it. And I get to like just live fitness and live in the beauty industry because I still do hair and I still do makeup and I still like, go share my passion around. So it just sometimes it feels like work, and that's when I know I need to slow down, and that's when I know I'm stressing myself out and I got to take time for myself and do self-care, because there's days when I work like 12, 15 hours and then I get back problems, I'm stressed out, I get anxiety. But that's when I know I need to slow down and take time for myself. And I take like a day or two off. And that's when I know some people are like, oh, I wish I could just do that. You're like, yeah, you wish you could like have a headache and you need a massage like once a month. It's expensive.
Yeah, I know it's demanding. Like I could see that. Like even there's another person in our community, kind of a lot of your story reminds me of what he's doing. And I think we all know him, Emery Birding Grass.
Oh yeah.
And he's my buddy. I hang out with him a lot. Like I just came from Medicine Hat. He was announcing for Indian Relay there, and at the same time running a team with the horses. But and just every day, like I see how demanding it
Yeah.
could be. But like you just said, like if you love what you do, it's like not even a job.
Yeah. My husband actually just came back from up north, and he met Donald for the first time. He texted me, he's like, oh, I cut Emery Burning Grass's hair. And I was like, oh, cool. Donald? He's like, yeah, he's here. And it was way up north English River, like Patronac. They have like a full day there of like haircuts, self-care, speakers, and just a real big event. And Donald was there too. And my husband said he had a really good conversation with him just about like work and business and how it is, and they got to connect on that level. So it was he said it was nice to meet him and speak to him.
Yeah. Yeah, I think one thing I'm noticing right now is like social skills and conversational skills is a really huge asset when you're being an entrepreneur.
Yeah. Well, I think what got me ready for this was hairstyling, because when I first started hairstyling at the hair den, I didn't even know how to speak to people. And I was just like, I realized it. I remember that first day, I was just like, oh man, I have to be like, who's next for a haircut? And and then have a stranger in my chair. Like that's what broke me out of my like shell, out of being shy, was meeting strangers in the salon every day and learning how to conversate, how to like keep the conversations going, especially because they feel scared or shy, kind of, make them have a good visit. So I think hairstyling really got me ready for where I am now.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, so I know when you walked in here, we kind of chatted a little bit with Davis and me and you. And you were asking, or we were talking about the live stream and the mobile setup being out there. I think part of the original vision when we started building the studio and trying to get into this is to capture stories like this, you know, like
Mhm.
especially with our own community members and our young people. um and you know, this program is about empowerment, and I think Onion Lake is really lucky in a lot of ways that we have a lot of people in our community who are doing really good things, you know, out there, creating opportunities for themselves. And you know, I think part of the live stream idea was for things like this.
Yeah, I was asking like, where are you guys gonna go next? Are you guys gonna go to like FSIN soccer? And I think they're gonna announce FSIN softball for adults and then FSIN fastball for kids. Like, are you guys gonna go to those events, or are you guys gonna go like to the local? Like, I know on Thursday they're having the back to school event from 1 to 6. Like, it'd be cool if you guys, I don't know, maybe go there and ask kids like if they're ready for school. Just kidding. You know, like, are you guys gonna be going to different community events or outside of the reserve?
Yeah. Yeah, so this is a brand new thing,
Mm-hmm.
you know, for the community, for this program, and especially for me. Like, I don't have any knowledge with technology and
Mm-hmm.
all of this stuff, you know, how to plug it in, which plugins go where, and how do they function,
Yeah.
all these different pieces of equipment. So I was lucky that I had Tayden helping me out when he was here, and then now Davis will be helping. Like Davis said, he went to school for all of this stuff, so I'm really glad that he's here. And you know, looking forward with this program. Also shout out to Nathan with IOPS. You know, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him.
Yeah. So you guys
And,
got inspired from Nathan's?
well, uh yeah, so there's a
Sorry.
story there. No, it's cool. Yeah. No. So yeah, long story short, I was working alone in this program, and it's a brand new program, and I was trying to figure out like which direction to take this. And for some reason, like the size of our community, it's hard to connect with this many people, this many homes in Onion Lake. So I was trying to figure out a way, how can we get information out to the community? And I figured like podcasting would be the option. And I know it's like a fairly new thing in the
Yeah.
world, so I figured, you know, it's a new market to, you know, try get into, and I figured it'd be a good asset for our community. So that's kind of how this all started. And I was chugging along with this, trying to put the pieces together. And like I said, like, I don't have any training or experience in this
Yeah.
field, so I was kind of just guessing, and I was, you know, just taking shots in the dark, and it led me to like this point. But I wasn't at the finish line. Like, I was at the 1 yard line, like I was right there, but I couldn't figure it out after that. So I reached out, or no, Nathan with IOPS, he was offering a program, like a crash course for live streaming, play by play, and podcasting. So I registered in there, and I was trying to go learn, you know, professional development. And I got a call back, I think like a week before that program was supposed to start. And it was Nathan, and he said, hey, we got to reschedule this program. You know, it's not working out right now, scheduling and all that kind of stuff. So me and him started talking, and you know, he's like, where are you from, what are you trying to do, what are you up to? And my original intention with that program, for registering in there, was to actually connect with him to do what we were doing anyway, you know.
Yeah.
But it worked out even better because we didn't have to go through that, and we just started like working together. So he came and he set us up. The original plan was just the studio, And then he introduced the idea of the mobile setup,
Yeah.
so which was to be an extension of the studio. So that's the way things ended up playing out, and that's that's how we got here. Going forward, yeah, it kind of reminds me of what you just said, like creating opportunities for
Mhm.
yourself. So that's kind of, we're in that same boat now where
Like,
we
would you
have
guys get
to,
hired from other communities if they wanted you guys to
yeah,
go and broadcast?
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so I think for the community, it's free because it's a
Yeah.
community program. But outside, like I've been approached a few times now for
Mhm.
people wanting us to go set up and live stream their events like Powwow
Yeah.
and Indian Relay.
Oh,
and,
you guys
and
get to be at the powwow now next year.
yeah,
Hey?
we actually did this
Oh,
one
did you
here.
guys
Yeah.
already? Oh, I
That's
didn't
where
even...
this guy started.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was just
cool.
like,
So that was the first one, was the powwow.
Before it was actually the horse races.
Oh, horse
Canada,
races.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, horse races and powwow, then the summer games.
Yeah.
But when we're doing the powwow too,
Yeah.
like I was just pushed in there, and I was like, okay, yeah. And then started looking at everything. And at my school, they just hammer in the information.
Oh,
like
yeah.
they'll be like, let's see, let's say though I'm putting this thing together, right? But they'll switch all the other things, so it looks like it's all connected, but it's all
Yeah.
switched. So that's a lot of troubleshooting.
So you were doing all of the all the whatever wiring work and the
Yeah.
TV
Yeah.
work. You were doing all of that by yourself?
Yeah.
And that was your first time at the powwow?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that one there, like Nathan. So me and Nathan did the sports days. We used his stuff, and
Yeah.
he had a drone. He said we might as well use our stuff because we're ordering this stuff.
Yeah.
And started learning it and getting a feel for it. So that's what we did. And then the powwow was coming up. He said, "Okay, let's do the powwow because your stuff will be in by then, and we'll go set it up over there." And he kind of just threw us into the fire because he had another powwow to do at another community.
Oh, he left
so
you
he
guys?
couldn't even be here.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's kind of going in like in the Shark Tank and learning how to swim.
Yeah.
That's probably the best way to learn, right? Instead
Yeah.
of being like babied and your handheld and he's showing you where to click the mouse and stuff.
Yeah, that's kind of how I forced myself to. Like let's say you went to LA, right?
Yeah.
I went to Vancouver, and I was there like by myself for about a month, trying to find a spot, and I was in a hostel for about a month, and that was crazy with all my equipment and just being out there and being like culture shock.
Yeah. Oh,
And,
yeah.
like,
Culture shock is huge.
Yeah, so just being out there, being told like not to walk in these spaces, but I did it anyway because
Mhm.
I'm just crazy like that.
Yeah.
Kind of like downtown, but yeah, being thrown into something like that was just how I learned.
Yeah.
And like the big Vancouver thing, and I was only there for studio design, and then all of a sudden I'm doing music,
Yeah.
and then I went all over with my music, and then now I went all over with like DJing Matt Mac, and I was like, just strange how
It's
things
shifted.
yeah. So that's just how I learn. I just throw myself into the fire.
And when you were doing the summer games, you were just trying to put like some music into your your mic wasn't working. You should show us, like, if you watch the summer game live, Davis said that his mic wasn't even working and he was just talking and telling jokes. And every time the girls hit like, a home run, he was like beep beep beep, but it wasn't even working. You
I
should
know.
show them like what you were trying to do, like that little air horn thing.
I don't think we have it on here.
Oh.
Yeah, it is actually somewhere. Yeah, let's check it out.
Yeah, because that would have been cool.
Hopefully you can hear
yeah.
that. Yeah, it's like real quiet though. But that's what I did. Yeah, no, it was just a big learning experience. I
Mhm.
never done live stream like mobile like that before, and
So you guys gonna get like a van or something with like decals and like, you know,
Yeah.
make it cool? Onion like this whole seventh generation podcast
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah, that's the plan. We're
Yeah.
gonna get into live streaming. Like this past weekend, I went to Medicine Hat, and I assumed there'd be live streaming there and all of that, but there was nothing. And I know it's like a fairly new thing, and it's kind of pricey to get into it, you know. So, but yeah, like I ended up talking to the organizer over there and introduced myself and the setup that we have. Like I asked if they were gonna live stream or why they didn't live stream. And then so yeah, I ended up making a connection there. But she organizes different Indian relay events, so I think she's gonna try get us a
Oh,
part
that'd
of
be
the team. You
cool.
know,
Yeah.
yeah.
And do you feel like when you do get hired for future events, you have to like study so you know like the rules and like, you know, the words you have to say?
Well, live streaming is like a different kind of different piece of the puzzle.
Mhm.
Like we're kind of not necessarily
Speaking,
yeah, or like a
commentating.
speaker. Yeah, we're just providing a space for the
Oh,
speaker, you
okay.
know.
mhm.
So we'll capture the speaker's presentation. In the background, we'll kind of fill in the kind of dead time or
Yeah.
dead space, you know. So we'll just be us on the side when there's nothing going on. Yeah.
Whereas for me, like I'd be talking, like
Yeah.
at the summer games, I'd just be
Your mic wasn't even on.
telling jokes, or and then this guy would be laughing. Yeah.
I remember seeing Nathan at FSI in soccer, and he posts up there, hey, and he does like the finals, and he has like he gets people to come and speak, like players for the game, and he sets up at one field and he broadcasts all the games and stuff like that. So that
Mhm.
was cool. That's where I went on to his little thing there, and it was cool because I was just walking by. He's like, "Hey, come and speak." I'm like, "Okay," you know, and that's what he was doing. He was getting different people from different nations, and like he would get girls who were playing soccer to help him commentate on women's games, and like if there was men's games, he'd get, you know. So that was cool to see.
Yeah, that's I think that's how it is because that's what I was doing over here. I was just
Mhm.
grabbing random people walking by, or they'll come check it out, and I'll be like, "Hey, come have a seat, put this on,"
Yeah.
and you know, yeah.
It
So
makes them feel good. It makes them feel involved, you know? And then that's how you kind of promote yourself too, because then they're like, oh, I want to go see myself online, you know? It kind of gets you out there as well, your business and your program.
yeah, even for the kids, like I think I know one of the games there we did the U13 male, and they were warming up, and we were setting up on the side over here. And those kids were asking their coach, like, "Hey, where's Frazier?" Because like they're aware of this
Yeah.
now. So they're asking, "Where's Frazier?" And you know, and then their coach was getting mad at them. Like, never mind about Frazier, just keep your head in the game.
Putting more pressure on them because they're online.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
just slicking their hair back and making sure their shades were deadly.
Yeah, I think that's another good piece with this because it kind of makes you want to perform better.
Yeah, well, for real, I would probably
Yeah.
if I was, I would feel like that too if I was playing a sport and I knew like people back home are watching. I'd be like, oh man, I gotta run faster. I better not mess up. Play harder.
Yeah, even after the games, like they'll come hang out where we're set up, and
Yeah.
yeah, so we're just putting people on, and
Well,
yeah.
that's cool. This is a cool program. Well, good business you guys have because it really puts Onion Lake like on the map, and you get to like promote everything on from the reserve, you know, different people, different weeks, different topics, you know, sharing within the community and outside the community. I think is important because, you know, it makes people more proud to be from Onion Lake.
Yeah, yeah. So going back to where we were, your beauty stuff, fast forward, from there, like I know you're still pretty big into sports, right? I know like you guys post your soccer stuff with the woman, and maybe if you can speak a little bit about kind of how all of that factors into, like, maintaining your mental health and all that kind of stuff.
How it all ties in. Well, I feel like when I speak to my hair clients and my friends and even my teammates, I tell them like, I love being a part of a team even in my adult life. Like at my age of, I never got back into competitive sports until I was 36 because I was so busy with my career that, and my son's older now, and now I could actually enjoy time for myself and take care of my mental health, and quitting drinking and losing like people I used to hang out with in that scene, and my whole like career shifting. I felt like working out really helped my mental health. It helped me like feel more confident, and playing sports, that's where I socialize and I'm sober, and creating friendships with people I haven't seen in like 10, 15 years. Like, even getting women who haven't played sports in 10 years to start too. It's really nice, especially like on our women's soccer team, because I only started playing 2 years ago, and our first year we went to Masters Certified Plus. We took third, and we were so proud, because we were just like, oh, first time, And I remember we took third, and we were so motivated to come back 2023 and like to go all the way to the ship. And we all played outdoor league, and then we played indoor league, and we trained. And if one of the teammates was having a bad day, like, because we're all moms, we're all moms, we all have jobs, we all deal with life, we always pick each other up. And I always say, like, we're a team, we back each other up, not only on the field but as friends. We're all friends here, and we worked hard. We put in the work, and we went to FSIN last year. Well, I actually got married on September 2nd. I missed the first day of soccer, and I missed the first game, and I showed up the next day. I woke up real early. I don't drink. I even left my own wedding early because I was like, I got a game in the morning. I remember looking at Clinton. I'd be like, shut it down. I gotta go. And I had to creep out of my dad. So I'm like, I gotta play in the morning. I can't let my team down. Anyways, I went and played, and we were winning. We were winning, and we went all the way to the ship. And Nathan had his setup there, and I didn't even know, or else I probably would have been more nervous. I didn't know till after, but we played, and we are playing Little Pine. And I remember everybody was so nervous. Hey, was like, holy man, I can't believe we're here. Like, I remember like a couple of the girls never even played all year, and they just came in play. I'm like, man, I was like, stretch. If you don't stretch, you're gonna get a muscle pull. Like, we're older now, we can't just freaking run 100 meters and be okay. Like, we gotta really take care of our bodies here, eat right. But anyways, we ended up winning. And man, we were so proud because like we didn't go there thinking we were gonna be like the deadliest best team. We went there like just to go play and have fun, and and feel good because we're older and we all just started again, right? We didn't play all of these years. We just started again, and we ended up winning first place. And man, that was such a good feeling because after that we're just like, yeah. And we added more girls. Like, there's more girls that are on our team now that haven't played in years, probably like 4 of them. And it's a good feeling because even them, they're scared. Hey, they're not confident to play, but we're just like, no, you're gonna be okay. And a couple of the girls just had babies too, and they were nervous. And then after our first practice, they're like, oh, I'm so happy I came back. Like, I feel good. I miss this feeling, like being a part of a team. So like when you're young and you're feeling good on your team, you could still feel that same way when you're like almost 40. It's a good feeling to be a part of a team and a community. Makes you feel good for your mental health because that's where you go to hang out with friends and be sober too.
Yeah. So moving forward, we're kind of running out of time. We have about 5 minutes left. So maybe I know back in July, I think, early July, this program, we reached out to Trysta and her husband because I think we all know that they're like entrepreneurs and getting into different areas. And one of the areas I thought that this program that we could offer for the community was like fitness and physical training to try and help with like loneliness and depression and mental health and physical health even, and all those kinds of things. um we figured it'd be a good idea to try to offer a program in that
Mhm.
area. So we reached out to you guys, and you guys agreed. I think the way we structured it was Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, 10 a.m. or whatever, for an hour and a half or 2 hours.
Mhm.
And the whole idea and intent was, to have it outdoors, dry land, depending on the weather and availability of locations. Maybe if you can, speak about that experience a little bit, and what kind of things you guys did, and all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, we started in July, and we noticed like when we first started, that's when we had like the most people because it was just like fresh right after school. It's ages 13 and up, and we started at the stairs at the sports grounds. We go from there, alternating to like the bottom of Churchill and going to the east side to Big Chief Park. And then we go to south side at Sesame Street. We go to the Eagle View track and just trying to go to different sides of the reserve so it's available for different people. Cause I know some people don't have rides or it's more accessible to them. And I feel like that was probably the best way to do it instead of having it at one location every time, but being able to switch it around the reserve. And the dryland training was fun. And I know a lot of the young guys that showed up are hockey players, and they were the younger boys, the bantam boys, and I was just like, oh man, you guys are like body checking and scrapping now, like you guys need to get big. I remember telling them, like, I remember when my brother, he was turning 13. My dad dryland trained him all summer. My dad put him on Mammoth protein shake, and all of a sudden my brother was playing hockey that winter, and he was just big, and he was deadly. And when I told them that story, and then it motivated them because they came like 10 a.m. in the summer for a teenager, like, they are dedicated. And that's what I was telling to this one young boy, Nathaniel, your nephew. He came everyone never missed, only because he was at summer games. And like he's more confident, like just seeing, him grow, not only like his body growing, but his mind and his spirit growing. And I told his mom that I was like, man, I'm proud of him, like he's not even shy. Because when I first would talk to him, he wouldn't even look, in the eye. But now he like, nods his head, and he realizes when I talk to him. And once one came, the other one would come, then the other one, that they started reaching out to their friends. And it just takes one person, I feel like, just to get the ball rolling and for people to show up. And I had like some moms coming, and then some people, it was just different all the time. But I'm just happy that we were able to have this opportunity to share like our passion for fitness, because sometimes I would run it and then I run it different than Ken runs it. And like sometimes I make a hard one, like a hard workout, and then Ken's like, "Holy, you're killing us!" And then he does like a different one, like a cardio blast or a hit, or we pack our weights, and it's something different every time, so they don't get bored. And it's targeting different muscles, and also showing them that they could do these workouts at home as well. Because I always tell them, you could do this at home too. Like this is something you could carry on forward. And even just like mentoring them, because we speak to them, hey, we give them one-on-ones, we help them out. And hopefully they carry it out after the summer, because the way some of them are going, I know they're really passionate about going to the next level with their fitness and in life, because these boys are all going to Sagascooch now, so they're kind of scared. They're like, no, go in there and put your head up high, you'll be good, just keep going.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm really glad that you touched on all these different things, because I try to be involved at the high school too, trying to figure out what kind of programs we could bring in, or what kind of ideas they have that we could do. Trying to get them out of their shell and get them to blossom. And increase their self-esteem and like all of that kind of
Mhm.
stuff. And it's been a challenge, and I'm really glad that you mentioned what you mentioned, because um I think when you're that young, one of the I think that's probably one of the best ways, especially with a small community like
Mhm.
us, like compared to the world out there. Sports and fitness, I think, is one of the better options right now for kids that age. And you kind of just gave me an idea just listening to you. Maybe we can continue doing
Mhm.
this like as an after school program
Yeah,
for
I was
kids.
gonna suggest, like when you were saying, like how can you get them to keep coming? I feel like because it was summer and we don't know what goes on at a lot of kids' homes, that it's easier for them to stay after school. It's easier for them to stay after school, and then we give them a ride instead of them trying to find a ride. Or a lot of them were scared to ask for a ride, and then even I was picking people up because they weren't scared of me. You know what I mean? Because even though like we're on the res, some kids are still scared of speaking for themselves,
Yeah.
and it'd be easier if it was right after school
Yeah.
and they're in a routine. Yeah.
Yeah, let's work on that actually.
Yeah.
And we could do that to school.
Yep.
And then we could arrange transportation. We could
Mhm.
work with the school on this.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe we'll look into that.
Yeah.
And then we'll just kind of keep this going, and we'll try it out till maybe month by month,
Yeah.
or maybe till Christmas.
Yeah.
And yeah, because to me that's an area that I would like to kind of really invest in with the young people. um is like the whole confidence thing,
Mhm.
and kind of raising their own awareness on who they are, what are they into, and the different opportunities that are out there in the world.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
I
really
think
like
that'd be
that.
awesome for Eagle View, and because the young, that's where it happens. Like for my son, when he was 12, he went through a lot, and I put him in kickboxing because they're aware of their appearance, and their self confidence, and
Yeah.
that's where it starts when they're 12. They're 11 because they're becoming men and are becoming women, right? So that's where we gotta. That's that age where we gotta like connect.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe even one thing we could do, like if we do this, yeah, we
Mhm.
like let's work on this. Maybe we could dedicate like half hour or an hour to just like
Mental health.
like a chalkboard
Yeah.
talk, not necessarily about physical fitness,
Yeah.
but career
Yeah.
options, public speaking, or just speaking in general, like you
Yeah.
said, like asking for help or a ride or just something,
Yeah,
right?
I understand what you're saying, and we have that stuff already. We're prepared for things like that because that's what we do.
And then flow into, okay, let's go in the
Yeah.
gym now,
Yeah, and go
or
let out that
let's go work out.
energy. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, maybe we'll do that. um So I know this program we budgeted and we scheduled. It's supposed to end this Friday, and I know we didn't talk about this yet, and we kind of advertised the fun run and walk as a part of this program, like a completion thing. Not only for this program, but just open to the
Yeah.
community and surrounding communities even. I think we were hoping for like a 5 kilometer and a 10 kilometer kind of fun run
Yeah.
thing. Not a race, just exercise for people. And the way I was envisioning it was like at the horse track and the power grounds. We could go like around the whole heritage park, maybe a couple laps, or different options for
Yeah.
different age groups. So
I was thinking about that, and I know because I participated in quite a few. It takes a team. It takes time. It takes a team, and if you want to make it a fun run, like some fun little obstacle courses, even for like little kids and elders to participate. Like have a little elders and like little kid area, you know, get them just like not even 100 meters, something just to get the whole community involved.
Yeah.
And then like the people who actually like, you know, feel physically fit to endure a full
Yeah.
race. And like even at the end of September, I think would be nice because it's not hot and it's
Yeah.
cold, and that's when cross country really is going, and the Terry Fox
Yeah.
run, you know, all of that stuff happens.
Yeah. Yeah, no, let's do that.
Yep.
Let's reschedule this. Yeah, and I know like you've been busy, I've been busy, and it's been hard to kind of prepare for this just because of, you know, time limitations and stuff. So yeah, we'll push that back to the end of September sometime, and,
Yep.
and we'll actually like we'll sit down and discuss it. We'll put a budget together and a plan and a team and make it fun. Yeah, and I think like because a lot of the stuff that we're doing is like first time kind of thing, like introducing programs, new programs or different kind of programs to the community. I think naturally the attendance will be low in the
Yeah.
beginning, but if we keep doing this,
Yeah.
you know, it'll
People will be more aware.
yeah, and they'll want to jump on board, right?
Yeah, and if they see someone they know doing it, then they'll want to do it next time. Yeah, they won't be so scared.
Yeah, and we can make cool prizes too, like, you know,
Yeah.
$500 or something.
Oh, thought you were gonna say shoes, workout clothes.
yeah, like all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff, you know. Even an hour in here.
Yeah. To come and speak, the winners.
Yeah.
Or you guys could even broadcast it too. You guys could be set up there.
Yeah. With the drone.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. So what do you got, Davis? What's in your mind with all this?
Oh,
That's what I kept doing at the thing too, but like nobody will hear it, so I just had to do it here. And I even put like a whole echo on it too, and so never mind.
you should read the comments.
Yeah, let's read the comments. Read them, Davis, from the top. Where we at?
Smokes.
Yeah, I think this is the most comments we got. with
Really?
a
I
guest
can't even
so
see it
far.
under my glasses. They're all old. Hold on. Let me read. Oh, that's funny. Oh yeah, Clayton.
So, okay, La Valley Cup, good afternoon, Fraser Young. Hey, Haka. Music audio is louder than your microphones. Trysta, you're doing so good. Gotta cut wood for the people in the community. Remember, you're taking orders for wood. What's that about?
Because you know, I just moved back to the res last year. I lived in Lloyd for 15 years, and I was able to participate in community events. And I went to the Lumberjack Woman, and I won all my events. All of a sudden, I did wood cutting and wood sawing and like flipping the whatever, and I was winning. All of a sudden I took first place in all my events. And he took first in wood cutting too. That's why he always says that. He's like, now you gotta cut wood for the community. Let's go practice for next year.
Yeah, so young Heihaka, that story can become about the meaning we attach to it that shapes our future. The Shane Trache, I was so fortunate I was able to also gain funding for recording arts, and I was so thankful for Onion Lake supporting my goals.
Right on.
Right on, Trysta. Go cut wood for the people now.
Oh.
You promised some elders loads of wood.
Wait, let me put on my glasses. Who is that?
Kills. Yeah,
Kills
like,
our rank
I don't
name.
know who that is. So I'll take you to my Indian survival school, Trysta. Get you chopping wood and building bush camps.
Real ultimate.
Just feel a chance. I'm down to collab for some self-esteem and confidence building, or even weekly workshops or classes for personal development of all kinds.
Right on.
That's it.
And that's it.
That's
Right
lots of
on.
comments. That's cool.
Yeah.
Take off my reading glasses.
Yeah, so yeah, there's so much we could talk about. Yeah, and I'm really thankful that Trista made some time for us. I think we'll end it off there.
All right.
But I think we should do this again.
Yeah.
Maybe you could bring your husband next
Yeah,
time,
next time you'll come.
and he could
He
share
talks
his.
lots too. I don't know. You might need 2 hours. Just
Yeah,
kidding.
yeah, yeah. So one of the good things about this, like, I know we're targeting an hour or less, but it doesn't have to be like
Yep.
it's unlimited, you know.
Yeah.
So we could do this like for a full day if we wanted. So yeah, I think with that we'll end it off there.
Yeah.
We'll have some closing comments from Davis and then Trista, and yeah, I think we'll shut it down from there. We do have golf passes. Before we go, so we created a new Facebook page when we started this live stream, and that was a couple of months ago with Nathan when he first came here and got us into this. He said, "Okay, make a Facebook page, and get it going." So that's what we did, and then part of the new requirements from Facebook is you have to have the page in existence for a minimum of 60 days and 100 followers minimum. So we met those requirements. We passed the 60-day mark this last week. So we can now officially start using that page, OLCN 7 Generation Podcast on Facebook. And on YouTube too. We'll be streaming to those two pages, right? And we, in the meantime, we've been using my personal page to kind of fill in that gap. So now we can get out of my page and start using the business page. So that, I think going forward, that's what we'll start doing. The other thing. Oh yeah, before we go, just for the viewers out there, with this program we're gonna be sending a bus or a van to Coal Lake. There's a treaty 1 to 11 gathering going on there right now. So if you or your kids or you and your kids are interested in learning about the treaties and identity and kind of what's going on out there in the mainstream society in regards to the treaties, reach out to me. We'll have a van going back and forth daily. Ivy Hool will be driving the van, and yeah, so transportation's provided. I think meals will be provided too. Seating is limited, so if this is something that interests you, please get a hold of me. I think, yeah, just get a hold of me. Every day we'll be going Monday to Friday. So if this is something you want for your kids to learn about, which I think is really important, yeah, reach out and we'll get you going. Yeah, so we'll end it there. So closing comments from Davis, and then we'll go to Trista, and then we'll shut her down.
Okay, so for a long time I thought like my big travels, going everywhere, I thought like I was like doing it alone, because I haven't really talked to anybody. I've just been out and about just doing whatever. But as soon as I got home, starting to talk to people, like they had the same similar experience in me as like being alone, going checking out this big thing. It's like, yeah, that's one thing I wanted to mention, that if you think like you're alone and stuff, it's if you just reach out to somebody. And what I'm getting to is I'll be starting my little fires again. Like some people know already that I have fires. And when I used to live at the Sesame Street over there, I'd have fires and people would just come in, and then they wouldn't give me like tobacco or anything, but I'll just be like, if you want to tell me something, like just talk to the fire and I'll be here. If you need a hug, man, I'll be here. So just from learning that, I'll be having my fires too. Some of these guys want to reach out. I'll tell them where I live. That's all I wanted to say. It's pretty cool experience to have that
Yeah.
because it really only takes 10 minutes for somebody to like really have a bad day to like really talk about it. So
A
even
good
just
healthy way to release it.
just
Yeah.
to be at the fire too and to tell it,
Yeah.
and then just for some guy to be like, buddy,
Yeah.
got you. Yeah, so I'll be having fires again.
BYOB.
Bring your own bannock.
There you go.
I don't know about maybe I'll make some tea. Oh, yeah, it would be cool. That's
So-
all. That's all. What?
Yeah. I have a question. What's your thoughts on this whole podcasting thing? And like I know you've been here before, I know, but I think you'll be coming on more regularly.
Mm,
Yeah, just this whole platform and opportunity for the band members or for the community, and its purpose. What do you think about all that?
I think it's a perfect platform to get everyone connected because of I feel like after COVID, like everyone just stayed home now and everyone is just a homebody now, so nobody's coming out. So it's kind of like want to see community, just turn on the Facebook or the
Yeah.
YouTube. But with this whole setup here, seventh generation, like I just had the urge to just say, hey, I went to school. If you need any help, like I'm here. And now I'm here.
And I'm here.
Yeah. So just for the viewers, real quick, if if you feel like you want to be a guest on here, you want to come share your story or promote your business or come talk about mental health or whatever it is, just know that this space is for you, for the community. Reach out. We'll work on a time and a schedule. We'll book you in, and we'll make it happen. Or else if you have ideas for a guest you want to see in here, let us know and we could work on reaching out and bringing them in. If you have a topic you would like discussed, let us know, and we could do research around that and try to raise awareness around certain topics. We're not experts in anything, but I think just discussing anything is a good thing because I think it allows other people to start kind of thinking, about ideas around stuff like that. So yeah, I just wanted to just say that really quick. So I think with that, we'll go over to our special guest here, and yeah.
Well, I want to say for my closing remarks is like, thank you for this platform that you gave me today to come and share about, my job, my career, my home, my life, my business. And I'm happy to be back home on the res to offer this to our people. And like, I couldn't be more grateful for your guys' program. Like, it's really connecting everybody because everyone has Facebook. If people don't have Facebook, people have YouTube. So there's people are going to connect, and not everyone listens to radio no more, and some people listen to podcasts, and this is like probably the best way to reach out to the whole community. And it'd be nice to like listen to different people from different departments, maybe, someone from ICFS, someone from education, someone from, the elders lodge. Yeah, stuff like that, to come in here and they could share what they're doing and how their things are going on over there, because people want to know. I had this idea that I seen on TikTok elders working out and they just sit in their chair, and they just like pretend to play bingo. Just kidding. But I want to do something like that too with the elders. But no, I just want to say thanks. I had a
Let's
good
do
time
that.
today. I was so nervous when I came here. I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to say? But no, it was good. I had a good time. And I know a lot of people were asking me for haircuts, but there's haircuts at the hall on Thursday, 1 to 6 p.m. There's going to be a bunch of us cutting hair. So bring your kids. It's free. I don't work for rec. The same paid programming. Just kidding. But I just want to let you guys know I'll be there cutting hair because a lot of people have been asking me, and I am really busy with my own clients and with the personal training. So yeah, hopefully I see some people there. They're giving out backpacks to kids too.
Yeah. Even they're doing a bike-a-thon.
Yeah, and bouncy houses,
bounce-
barbecue, everything.
Yeah, so yeah, again, that's this Thursday. It starts
Yeah.
at 1.
1 to 6.
I
Yeah.
think the bike-a-thon is like in the
Earlier.
morning.
Yeah.
And then they go to the hall.
Yeah.
So yeah, free haircuts. But she's taxing everybody. So
I want some
bring
barbecue.
20 bucks.
I'll have a tip jar. Just kidding.
Yeah, no. So okay, before we go, someone reached out to me, I think last week, and they asked her and her husband sing like powwow and round dance and stuff. She asked, hey, could we come to your studio and record a song? So yeah, so we're actually gonna be doing that here this week, just depending on the scheduling and stuff. So for the viewers out there, like if you have ideas like that, even I think with me and Davis, like our schedules are flexible. I know we get paid 8 to 4:30, whatever. But just for the viewers out there, just know that like we could do what we just did here. We could do it in the evening too. Like
that's
any time
cool.
of the
Yeah.
day, we could have an evening show.
Yeah.
We could have recordings in the evening. Like I'm actually really excited about this this song,
The future.
the thing they're gonna do with this. I asked if we could live stream, so I think we'll come set up in here and they could blast off in here and record it. Eventually, like even Fawn would bring her in and maybe try things like that.
That'd be cool.
Or else go do it out there somewhere, yeah. So I think with that, Trysta, anything else before we shut it down?
No, just hopefully see you guys at the community event. And just like Fraser said, we're probably going to continue the youth program for after school. So maybe look out in your kids' backpacks for papers and send them because they'll have a good time. And me and my husband, we're really good with kids. We know how to crack the egg open and build their confidence up. So look out for that.
And they know how to crack the whip.
Yeah. 10 push-ups. Just kidding.
Yeah. And I think we'll open it up to like
older ones,
like all age groups.
Yeah.
So if this is something that interests you, reach out to them.
Yeah.
We'll cover it. And I think we should try out that elders thing too.
Yeah, the elders law. Because I was looking at it because there's like a lot of workouts for elders, like people who are in wheelchairs and people who can't like stand up and work out. So I was just thinking, man, that'd be so cool to go to assisted living and do something for them so they can socialize, because they're just stuck at I shouldn't say they're stuck, but just give them something to look forward to.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Look into it,
I
okay?
will,
And then we'll work out a budget for that.
I'll go see Leanne. I actually seen her at the Cardinals gas bar and told her about it.
Yeah, and then we'll open it up for other elders too.
The elders lodge and assisted living are beside each other, so we can just meet up in the parking lot. Hey, just kidding.
Yeah, or else bring
At the
them to
hall?
a school or the hall or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. So all right, I think with that we're an hour and 25 into this. Just talks. Just kidding. No, this has been awesome. So with that, we're gonna sign off. Thanks again, Trysta, for doing
thanks for
this.
having
You're
me.
awesome. Same with you, Davis. And yeah, we'll sign off. Reach out to you guys if you guys have ideas or you want to come on, we'll make it happen. So with that, have a good day, and we'll do this again. Hi, hi.
See you guys. Thank you. Hi, hi. That was awesome.